So I need to understand how that works, right? Every new set 3 card in Dragon Ball Super Fusion World just got revealed, and today we're going over every red card, starting with Jiren, standard leader, 15k draws. However, he only awakens at 3 life, right? They have a staple. They're doing this regularly for red cards, I've noticed. There's his alt art, which I think actually looks pretty sick, not gonna lie. And there is his awakened. He does become a 25k boss, an absolute unit, okay? And he only draws when you take damage, right? So if you lose a life, you draw? Question mark? Pretty sure that's how that works. Now, he has a permanent ability where if you have a battle card with 30k power or more, you could only take up to 1 damage in each battle, which means double strikers literally don't exist, right? They can only hit him once. It doesn't say turn, so you can keep hitting them for damage, but there are other cards that actually change that. We'll be getting to those in a bit. Here's the alt art, which I really like because of the outline, right? Both of these outlines are really cool. I think this is something they should stick to with the art. With the thicker black outlines, they really make the characters pop. Also, the background and the colors, really fantastic. All right. How do you pronounce that? Casero. He's a 3-drop 20k Pride Trooper. We're going to be talking about those. On play, add up to 1 card from your life, so it's a self-awakener. Then play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 2 or less and Pride Troopers in its tray. So it helps you swarm the board with Pride Troopers like Red typically likes to do. Then we have Kahi, I think is a Supreme Kai for the Pride Troopers. And he's a searcher for a cost 4 Pride Trooper. Top 5 cards, put the rest bottom. You know what searchers do, nothing too crazy. Then we have some Universe 6 support with Kaba. If your leader's awakened, add up to 1 non-Kaba battle card with a cost of 4 or less and tournament of power in its name. So this can help you bring back a Kefla. Yeah, no, that was clicking in my head right there. Damn. So this is like kind of like Glimpse, but also with combo. So your single Kefla, I wonder if it was created for that sole purpose because they limited Kefla. So they're like, okay, let's give them cards where they actually have more Keflas now. Let's give Tournament of Power better support. Yo, that's kind of nuts, right? That's pretty good. Then we have Kunchi, 2-drop, which I really like because this is the first card, I think, in all of red that freezes, which is typically a staple yellow ability. In this set. On play, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with a 25k power or less, and it can attack during your opponent's next turn. Huge fan of that. Huge fan of that. Then we have a vanilla Kettle, 20k, it's a 2-drop, so it synergizes with the other guy. Then we have Kefla here, which pretty good, not too crazy. On play, choose up to 2 of your battle cards with Universe 6 in their special traits, and they get plus 5k for the turn. My question is, does this card also count? Like, can I get plus 5k for this card? That's my first question. Not that I probably would, but I need to know, right? What if I'm going up against Broly and I need to swing? Then we have our super combo here. Nice card. And here's the card. Here's the super rare that I wanted to talk about. Permanent ability. This card cannot be KO'd once per turn. So I need to understand how that works, right? Like, so if you attack me and you win, that's it. Nothing happens to me. I'm still here. But then you need to attack me again in order to like actually knock me out, right? I'm guessing that's what the card actually means. Then it has an activate battle, opponent's turn once per turn. This is what I was talking about earlier. You take 1 damage. If this card is in rest mode, add the top card of your life. The top card of your deck to your life, and it can't be KO'd. It synergizes again with the leader's ability. Let's go all the way back to the leader. If you have a 30k power or more, you only take up to 1 damage in each battle. It's nuts. It's nuts, and you get a free life. Imagine if you had 2 of these on the field. You get 2 life each turn. Like, imagine if you had 4 of these. Remember how like Cell was the card that was getting up to like 10 or 11 life? Nah, not with this guy. That's insane. Jiren is about to be so absolutely busted if you're able to get these cards onto the field. We're definitely going to need more cards that just blow up everything on the field. That's for sure. Here's the alternate art, which is really nice. This little guy, it's kind of adorable. This is more of a late game, I think. It's the 15k that becomes a 20k, but only if you have 3 other cards on the field that have Pride Troopers. Actually, you only need technically 2 cards, right? Or you can play 3 of these and they count for each other. So then all 3 of them become 20k, right? So it does have some very good viability there. It's like the Frieza that becomes 25k, right? Depending on your card. Here's a card that I really like for Universe 7 Goku. When attacking, if there's a battle card with 30k power or more, you draw a card. So essentially, with Universe 7 Goku, you play this card and you draw every time you attack. Pretty nuts. It's actually really good. Here's a vanilla Pride Trooper. He kind of reminds me of Groot. And then we have Dispo here, 1 drop. When he gets KO'd, minus 5k. I just don't like the win KO. They're not great. They're not amazing. Then we have the 2-drop Dispo, which is kind of nice. I'm not sure if you would actually want to use this ability, but it has a permanent ability. If this card would be removed from your battle area by your opponent, you may place 1 card from your life into its owner's drop instead. Again, it's probably situational. I don't know, but yeah. Maybe it synergizes with Jiren. Who knows? When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 5k or less and just knock them out. We have Vanilla Topo here. He's called Top in the anime. Or is in the manga, right? So I guess we'll just go Topo. And here's the super rare that again synergizes. When attacking, discard 1 card from your hand, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 25k or less, and just knock it out. They don't exist. And then when this card is KO'd, you draw 2 cards. Again, when KO'd, just not a huge fan of that ability. Here's the alternate art. Really nice, really crispy. Okay, and here's another card that I'm actually kind of a fan of. Not gonna lie. At first, I was like, yo, this sucks. But then I noticed the Tournament of Power ability. Special trait, I mean. So if your leader's awakened during this turn, the next time you use an extra card with a cost of 3 or less and Universe 6 in its special traits from your hand, you don't have to pay the cost. And this is when attacking. Now, I don't know off the top of my head, but I think the set 2 extra card, Flash of the Strongest or something, I think that's Universe 6. Don't quote me here. But if it is, that means you get to boost all your Tournament of Power cards by 10k for free. And that's busted, right? I think it might not be. I think it actually might just be Tournament of Power in its special traits, but it could be Universe 6. I'll have to check that out later. I really hope not. And then we have this card, probably my absolute favorite just because of the art design. It's so goofy. I want more cards like this. I want funny looking cards and characters, and the ability is really sick too. On play, it helps you awaken. And then during your main phase, for 1 energy, you can place this card into your drop. And then if your leader is essentially Beerus, then you can play up to 1 Beerus with 35k power from your hand, which means the Beerus that blows up the entire board, you can play that on turn 4, right? Or even turn 3 if you have an energy marker and you want to, for whatever reason. You just want to blow up their board, get that momentum back for you. There you go. You can do this. I think this is going to be super valuable, especially with that 10k combo. And even if you don't want to do it on turn 4, turn 5 and later, you can still play this card and essentially summon that 5-drop for only 4-drop, right? So that's pretty good, I think. Then we have this blocker, a Pride Trooper 2-drop. He also a Self-Awakener. And oof, this card is super rare. So we talked about this card. It got released, leaked or whatever, shown a while back, revealed. There's the word. And a lot of people were like, it's not that great. It has a lot of extra steps. But now seeing all the other cards and the synergy, check this out. It's a 3-drop, 20k power, 5k combo. Okay, when attacking, discard 2 cards from your hand. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, this card just can't be KO'd. And it gets an extra 30k power. So if your opponents thought they could damage reduce it off the field, yeah, no, they can't. Yes, you're losing cards from your hand. But remember, we have Topo, right? Who when KO draws 2 cards. So you should have a huge hand advantage when you play this card. Because this is nuts. To swing for 50k and just not be able to get knocked out is crazy. And then it's obviously over 30k power, so it synergizes with that Jiren. Activate main once per turn. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 25 power or less, 25k power or less, and just knock it out. And then knock out this card, right? But guys, do you remember the discard 2 cards from your hand until the end phase of your opponent's next turn? This card can't be KO'd. So you use that first, and then you use your ability, and essentially you just knock out one of your opponent's cards, and you can't be KO'd. That is insanity. I want to know the individuals in charge of red, why they do this, why they completely contradict their cards, and they're just like, you know what? No, let's make him absolutely busted. Again, I know you lose 2 cards from your hand, but that ability is definitely not something to just like brush off. Pretty insane. And then here's the alternate art, and I'm not gonna lie, unless this looks really good in person, I think the base card looks better. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, this is cool, but this I think looks way better. All right, here's another card I love. Look at that art style. 2-drop, 20k. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponent's cards. Battle cards with 20k power or less. It gets minus 15k. For the turn. So it's like Sun Gohan, but it only works for 20k. Not a kind of situational, to be honest. Pretty good though for 2-drop. I don't know if I would put like 4 of them in my deck. That's for sure. All right, we have an Angel, 1-drop. If your leader's awakened, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards. Just kidding, not your opponent's. Choose up to one of your battle cards, and it gets plus 10k for the turn. That could be pretty good too. Ooh, let's talk about these extra cards. Red got so much good utility here. It's over 2-drop. If you have a battle card with 30k power or more, and like you already saw the cards, we have a ton that just have it. Choose all of your opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less and just knock them out. So this essentially is Beerus without discarding a card from your hand, and just having a requirement of having a big body on the field. I don't think you guys understand how good that is. Yeah, they're both 0 combo cards. One is a crit that provides body for you, but this is better in terms of value for energy, I think. Here is the greatest showdown of all time. I've actually not seen this. 5 energy, activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and it gets minus 20k for the turn. Then play up to 1 battle card with a cost of 4 or less and universe in its traits from your hand. So I think there's a lot of value there, right? You could play the 3-drop Son Goku, the Self-Awakener with 0 combo that blows up anything with minus 20k. I mean, you could essentially just blow up and double androids with this card, right? That's the first card coming to my brain, but I'm sure there's a ton of synergy with this card. I like how flexible this card is. That's pretty cool. Then we have this guy. I don't know what this does. 1-drop, activate battle, choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards, and it gets plus 15k power for the battle. Then if you have a total of 3 or more cards with Pride Troopers, so it could be those 1-drops, in your special traits among your leader and battle cards, so essentially you only need 2, your leader gets plus 5k for the turn. So your leader, if awakened, can become a 30k swing if you just have 2 Pride Troopers on the field while using this card. Definitely a card that you want to use to close out. One thing, I guess we'll go over this and then we'll go back through the list real quick. Sphere of Destruction. First of all, insane name. I love it. 2-drop, activate main, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 25k power or less and just knock it out. Then if your opponent has 4, well, hold up. Then if your opponent's life is at 4 or more. Yo, that's so, what? That's super situational, right? Because most of the time they're going to be already awake, right? Oh. When would you want to use that? I guess if you've already built a board of like 4 units or more, then you could use this. Bring them down to 3, right? This essentially means you could always bring them down to 3. And then if you have a double striker or something, just go crazy for 2 energy. So if they're at 4, you guarantee they're going to be at 3 after this. So I think there is actually value there. Pretty nuts. All right, so there we go. That's every single card in red. One thing I wanted to notice, there's no double strikers. So last set, they added a double striker, but they removed it. And there is no double striker here, which honestly, very thankful for because these cards are busted. I think red is going to be so good, and I'm so excited to see what this brings to the entire meta. That's for sure. But what do you guys think? Let me know.